start off with at least because as you all know, it's February 19th. Today or last night, depending on where you were, Pop Smoke passed away, unfortunately at the age of 20. Still had a lot of life to live, unfortunately.
Hey yo, we gotta stop saying passed away, yo. Like when niggas died in a more forceful way than passing. We gotta reserve passing away for like, you know, dying in your sleep, dying in, you feel me, hospital bed, shit surrounded by family. Like a nigga got killed. Like you
Yeah,
feel me? And they got slain.
yeah.
On some, you know what I mean? Like shit's sad, but I just felt like passed away. Just it don't speak to what's really going on. We gotta let niggas know like this shit crazy. Like we gotta cut this shit out, yeah. It's ridiculous.
Nah, you right.
Yeah,
You right. I mean,
because at the end of the day, the niggas that did that shit, even if they up right now, bro, they did all of that shit for a temporary gain. That nigga Pop Smoke can't put on for himself or his niggas or his family no more. And clearly, them other niggas didn't have the wherewithal to, you know, to grind it out and make some shit happen because they looking for the easy way out, trying to murk niggas and come up and shit. So now, you feel me? We done lost a nigga that was actually on his grizzly. And, shit, there's some other niggas that really don't give a fuck about nothing, just all about little, short term gains and gratifications. You feel me? They just gonna be in a cycle of having bread or not having bread. Frustrated, you know what I mean? Wild and moving and in wild ways, man. So we just gotta do better, yo. We gotta let niggas that sacrifice and put in the 10,000 hours to be great, yo. We gotta let them niggas be great, yo. We can't be mad at niggas for doing shit that we not doing, yo. You know what I
for
mean?
real.
Like,
I mean,
and that
at the
and
end of
that's
the
and that's
day,
the shit that fuck that, you know what I mean? That's fucked up the most. Like, we just gotta stop hating on niggas for doing shit we don't want to do. You feel me?
because at the end of the day, we all got a chance. Even if you damn 30, 40 years old and you feel like your life is halfway over, you still got a chance to make a change and for the positive, for the
Yeah,
better,
bro.
and start doing better. I mean, look at fucking Two Chains. Like that nigga went and blew up, and Titty Boy was part of Player Circle and all that in his fucking 20s. That shit didn't work out. He could have just gave up and said it's over. For this rap shit, I ain't gonna never make it in the industry. But no, he reinvented himself. He changed his name and rebranded himself and came out as Two Chains in his fucking 30s. This nigga, I've yet to see anybody blow up the way he did after rebranding himself and coming back out in their 30s. And like when he could have easily just been like, fuck it, I ain't make it. And that's just one example. Obviously, I'm not talking about everybody's lives here, but I just felt like that was a good example to make since we are talking about a rapper right now. Um, but yeah, man, like that hate shit, that jealousy shit, that shit ain't never gonna get you nowhere. At the end of the day, you need to be focused on you and coming up on your own without stepping on the backs of others.
Yo, at the end of the day, yo, jealousy is still an emotion. Yeah, I mean, and the same way niggas be jealous, they can use that same fuel and decide to be inspired by what they see versus jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? and and all of that planning that niggas put into harming people that got stuff, you can put that same effort into getting your shit together, man. You could take that evilness, you feel me, and reconstruct it in a way that it could be productive to what you actually want to have going on. So you just don't gotta be out here doing the white man dirty work.
Yeah.
You know how I mean, little white cops in New York happy that this nigga Pop Smoke they got killed and they didn't even have to do it and it didn't even have to happen. Didn't even have to happen in New York. They don't even got to do paperwork for that shit. But they don't like seeing these young niggas out here getting money. To you feel me? The Casanovas, the 22Gs, the A buddies. I can go on and on, man. Like they be happy when niggas do shit like this when they do their work for them.
And
I mean, they don't got worried about getting on Pop Smoke
it's
nerves
crazy,
every time
yo.
you do a show.
I was on
Man,
TMZ earlier. I know this is unrelated, but before I forget, I was on TMZ earlier, and they was talking about the whole shit how it unfolded, and apparently he had like a party last night, and after everybody let out, like it was like 10 minutes after they locked the deadbolt. Apparently these niggas ran up in the joint. It was either two niggas or four niggas. All the details ain't released just yet, but ran up in there with hoodies and masks on, ski masks on, and shot the nigga up. I don't even know if they robbed him or took anything. It just, from where it sounded like, it was like a hit. and they hadn't turned on the security alarm system. So that was another way, that was reason they was able to get in so easily. Like they just you know kicked the door down, I guess, and was just on from there. But I know you heard about how he posted his address on social media yesterday. And I'm assuming this is how they was able to just pop up on him last night like that. But my thing is, I don't know all the details. Was it like Instagram Live or Snapchat or
It was like
Instagram
on
Stories?
his stories. Yeah, he
Because
on
like
his stories.
if it was live, I'm like, okay, I understand why he posted his address or how he could have posted his address. Because if you just live, filming somebody gift that they sent to you, you not thinking that your address is gonna be right there on the outside of the bag or something. If you already took it out the box or something, you're not expecting your address to be right there on the bag. But if he, consciously posted a story, on Snapchat or Instagram, you gotta send that through before you actually post it. Like it's not like you just pressing the button to record and it's just instantly up there. Like you gotta verify that you want to send it out to the world before
Yeah,
you
I
do that.
mean, but
So
same time, bro. But look at it like this. I mean, bro, as we just gonna sing the songs and not really listen to what these niggas are saying. This nigga say he popped a perk, he retarded. Like on some Clinton niggas. Yeah, I mean, this nigga is living the way niggas was living back when we was in college. I mean, per se, more so me. You get me? I mean, as far as us two, but you nigga was 20, man. That nigga probably high as shit, smoking every good grade of bud while he out there in Cali. He not thinking about that shit. He just like, yo, something else for me to post to show that I'm that nigga and I'm
yeah,
20. Yeah, I mean, a couple years ago, I was, you feel me, living how I'm living now. Look at me, you feel me? Just something else to post, another chink under his social media armor. So it's like,
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate, but like, I feel like we doing this way too much, bro. In the last 6 months and last year, shit, since 2020 started, like, this is happening way too much, man. Whether it was,
Bro, you
you know,
say that, bro, but you forget, man. This shit go back. I feel like, honestly, bro. I feel like ever since Peep died, and I mean, Lil Peep. That's like one of my favorite rappers. Like even right now, I wouldn't even call Peep a rapper, but anyway, I just feel like at the Peep died, I just feel like the shit just got different. Or at the Peep died, I feel like everybody started dying.
Mac Miller died after that. Fucking Jimmy Guapo and XXX died. Fuck,
Fredo.
Fredo died. Then you had fucking what you call it, Juice World just died. Kobe just died. Even though Kobe wasn't a rapper, it's just like he's still in this this space, this black entertainer
Bologna from
world.
Good Times, you feel me?
Yeah, Shaquille was just talking about that shit. Like she said that hit her harder than Pop Smoke, but Pop Smoke ain't, in her really. That's not her, That's not her whatchamacallit, her field of vision. She's not really in that wave. So I wasn't expecting Pop Smoke to really affect her. It really didn't even affect me like that because I really only song from Pop Smoke I even know like that is "Welcome to the Party." But it's just the fact that it's just like popular entertainers in our space, like people that the people we love, the people that we fuck with, really look up to. They just keep on dropping, and it's like, damn, like when is it gonna end? Like it's not gonna end, but it's like it shouldn't be happening this much. Like you don't see. I seen somebody post earlier. They made a great point. You don't see country music. You don't see country musicians or pop musicians
Oh
just
yeah,
dropping dead
that's the
like this.
only genre that's happening, bro.
Like
And that's the whole thing. I mean, niggas talk about why hip hop can't be taken as serious as other genres. I mean, it's like we don't only our culture is so destructive, man. Like on one side, you know what I mean? Because of course it's another side. It's two sides to everything. Like hip hop is beautiful. Like I can speak to the beauty of hip hop. I've walked in the ciphers with strangers and, kick shit and smile with people and, you feel me, embrace people linked up with producers. The good that hip hop does as far as bringing people together that probably wouldn't speak otherwise. I've seen the beauty of it. But that other side of the coin is, man, it's like, just the root of this shit is it's just rooted in just, yeah, I mean, street shit. And it's just fucked up. Like, as much as you want shit to be different, it's like at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is, yeah. Like we glorified one thing for so long, Yeah, man. As far as since like NWA and them niggas, like this is the shit that we done glorified. Niggas getting shot, niggas rapping about getting shot. You know what I mean? Niggas having violent names.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like Pop Smoke. That's you feel me? Like come on, bro. Think about the energy you carrying around with a name like
And,
that.
and and that's another thing, bro. Like these niggas, these young rappers specifically, they don't realize the power in this energy that that they bring. And they don't realize the power in the words that they say, and the and just the you could because you could easily say it's the people they surround themselves with, or the drugs that they take, or the guns that they surround themselves with, but which is all common sense shit. But no, it's the energy that you bring too. It's the vibes that you surround yourself with. It's the the everything that you manifesting. It's the mindset that you bring to the table. All of that shit. It's the lyrics in your music. Like all of that stuff, reverberates throughout the not only this physical world we live in, but through the spiritual, the astral realm as well. And you know, you literally attracting all types of entities when speaking those negative things, and inviting all of that negative energy. And it's like a fucking domino effect. You might rap some shit about shooting a nigga in a song, and or getting shot in a song or some shit, just thinking that it's a hard lyric, and that domino effect causes some shit to happen to you 2-3 years later down the road, even though it ain't got nothing to do with the songs per se. In this physical world we live in, just based off of the energy that you brought to the table. That shit could have, like, it's like the butterfly effect. It just causes like this effect down the road, and then it ripples and it ripples and it ripples until you know the target gets taken out per se.
Yo, and it's just like man, and yo, and just to just speak to the mentality of young niggas these days, it's like, bro, it's like niggas not even waiting for niggas to like completely blow. Like, you feel what I mean? Like niggas is finding more social media currency in killing niggas with potential versus niggas that done shit. Like y'all not even giving niggas chances to do shit. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
I mean, it's like at the end of the day, it's like, yo, I mean, what, 5, 10 years from now? I mean, what the fuck points you get off saying like, yo, I killed the nigga that was about to blow up? Like, bro, like you ain't even let the nigga blow up first. You feel what
and
I mean?
even if
Like,
the nigga had blow, who the fuck cares? Like, if you kill a nigga, like if you kill a Kanye, like niggas ain't gonna give a fuck. Niggas gonna be mad. Niggas gonna be pissed. Yeah, niggas gonna kill you, but because you killed the motherfucking little icon. But like, what are you gaining out of that shit? Even if you gain a Louis V bag, or some clout at the end of the day, because niggas know your name now for a few weeks or a couple years, like, what is that at the end of the day? Like, you gotta think long term. Like, if, for the niggas that's out here really contemplating hitting licks on niggas and shit, like, what is there to gain in the long run? Yes, you have to, you might have a few perks in the immediate, and for a few hours or a few days or shit, a few weeks, few months at the most if you're lucky, but that shit ain't gonna mean nothing at the end of the day when you locked up because of it, or when you get killed in retaliation, or your family start getting taken out on some Nipsey Hussle shit. I don't even know how true that is, but remember when Nipsey got killed? Yeah, that's another one that died. Nipsey, niggas was fucking taking out Eric Holder's whole family apparently. Like, niggas, like I said, I don't know how true that is, but they was saying this nigga dad got shot, his fucking
allegedly,
siblings and shit, like grandma type shit, like
allegedly.
allegedly. But the whole point I'm making is shit like that is always a possibility. Like, even if it didn't happen, when you take out somebody that got that much influence on the masses, you better be ready for anything, you know. And I don't think most niggas ready for that. I don't think most niggas even think about that. So, not only is you fucking up your life, you fucking up the rest of your family and the people you love's lives potentially as well, and it's just not worth it. For a bag that costs a couple grand, you might pay rent a couple months, with the lick you hit, but because niggas don't even keep cash on them like that now. It's a fucking digital world, like the fuck, like niggas got credit cards and shit. Like, you not gonna get no life changing you know, shit off of hitting a lick in 2020, on somebody like that. It's just not happening. So,
It's sad, bro.
if you're listening to this and thinking about doing some shit like that, I hope our words, discourage you from doing that because the shit ain't worth it, bro. And we, at the end of the day, we,
Yes,
we all we
man.
got, bro. We the black man in America. We already looked at like scum of the earth. And although we know what it is, we know we gods. The rest of the world don't know that. And when you do shit like that, it kind of reinforces those stereotypes that they have about us. And not that I give a fuck about what somebody think about me. It's about the people at the end of the day. You gotta motherfucking uplift yourself if you expect the rest of the world to, follow suit. If you expect the rest of the world to want to deal with you and your people and uplift you and your people the way you want to, you gotta set the example first and foremost. So that's why we gotta stick together. Because we all we got at the end of the day. It's not like it was 100 years ago when all of us was at the bottom and shit, sharecropping together and shit, and we stuck together and we had the Black Wall Streets and all that. Nah, the white man fucked all of that up. And with integration, I'm going a little deep now, but integration really fucked us
Talk your
up.
shit, bro.
So, and now all of us look to the white man for everything. Like, and the educated blacks, the bougie blacks don't want shit to do with the niggas at the bottom. And y'all wrong for that shit too. Because at the end of the day, we all the same. We all came from the same ancestors and shit. So,
I mean, bro, I just look at it like this, man. Only time in history black people ever was taken serious is when, I mean, bro, at the end of the day, yo, niggas,
we've always been taken seriously.
nah, but hear me out, brother. I feel like niggas at the end of the day, I feel like other cultures, other races, they're only gonna take you as serious as you treat your leaders, man. Like, and at the end of the day, in this culture, in this climate, these rappers, these popular rappers, they're leaders, man. They're leaders. They're leaders in their community. You feel what I mean? Visually, they're setting the standard for what's fashionable. And I mean, bro, and even in these white homes, bro, like
But it's kind of fucked up,
they
don't you think that?
they're in these homes. They're in these homes, man. Like this is the music that, at the end of the day, these white people we talking about, their kids is listening to this shit, man. They
But
ain't listening. You feel what I mean? Like, they ain't listening to other shit. They listening to hip hop.
why do?
This
But
is this is what they making TikTok videos
the
to.
thing
Our shit.
is, I know we obviously
So
influence
we
the
got to take
culture.
our leaders
We
serious.
obviously set the standards for the culture, whether it's music or fashion or whatever else. That's no question. It's been like that forever. But ain't it kind of fucked up how our leaders have to be musicians and pop stars and entertainers and actors? Like, who the fuck said that our leaders have to be, you know, entertainers? Like, it's not like that for any other race or any other culture in the world, let alone America. Other than blacks, we the only ones that have to look up to motherfuckers making stupid ass songs as leaders and icons. And shit,
I
we
mean,
I say honestly, we
but
don't even
in the
need
same
leaders because
thing,
even before all of this shit in the last few decades, we still had leaders. We still had the MLKs and the Malcolm X's and all that. But really think about it. When have white people or Asian people or even fucking Hispanic people, any other race or ethnicity, when have they ever had quote unquote leaders? You can't think of no motherfucking white leader because all of them motherfuckers with influence and power and money are fucking leaders technically, but they don't have to shove them in front of our faces or put them on a TV screen and call them our leaders. But they do that to us, to denigrate us every single fucking day by telling us this is your leader. These Reverend Al Sharpton, these Jesse Jackson ass motherfuckers, that's your leader. Listen to them. These Oprah ass motherfuckers, that's your leader. Like, no, at the end of the day, we are leaders. But as long as we continue to follow these narratives and listen to that bullshit, we gonna look at these motherfuckers for guidance when in reality we shouldn't be looking at nobody but ourselves for guidance because we, like I said, we all are gods. Like, literally, we run this shit. We should run this shit. We've been running this shit. We always gonna run this shit. But until niggas realize that subconsciously, they gonna keep on allowing this bullshit to go on. But like I said, maybe that's just me getting a little too deeper.
I mean, but bro, but in the same vein of what you were saying though, you said who said that our leaders had to be, rappers, entertainers, or whatever. But bro, but at the end of the day, the only people that that look like us and we can relate to their stories a lot of the times are people that make music or athletes because they're coming from these places that we come from. You know what I mean? And the whole thing with these politicians is it's like, bro, we've spoke to the evilness of politicians and how they're just puppets. So it's like I'm not. I would rather with confidence say that a creative is a leader opposed to a politician because at the end of the day, all they're doing is pushing the agenda of a billionaire with no face.
Oh yeah,
You know
politics.
what I
Fuck the
mean?
politicians. They even worse, because at the end of the day, they get into their careers just to fuck shit up. Like they literally got an agenda from day one. Rappers and shit. And entertainers, actors, athletes. They start off coming from a place of innocence, and they literally just motherfucking just amazingly gifted and talented at what they do. And then once they get to a certain point of fame and notoriety, it's like, okay, then they gotta play the game. Then they gotta fall along, or fall into wherever they fit in. But it's just crazy how we are the only ones that are pushed to look at athletes and rappers and all that, like and the musicians as the icons and the leaders. But
But listen, bro. But what we're not looking at. Yo, you gotta understand. We're equating the success and the triumph of getting out of poverty to that of a leader. White people don't have to do that because the way society is set up, they wake up with success. They go to school with friends who have successful parents. You get what I mean? You know that their parents are the doctors and the lawyers and the you feel what I mean, and so on and so
I
forth.
don't know. So
So
it's a bunch
so
of homeless white motherfuckers out here too, and
I bro I bro I
underachieving ass
bro
motherfuckers.
I know that, but what I'm saying is more times than none, black people have to look outside of their homes. They have to look outside of their communities. You get what I mean? They
Yeah.
they have to look outside of those things to find success a lot of the time. And at least what they would measure as success in their eyes. Because in my opinion, you feel me, success is, yeah, I mean, shit, just a nigga holding this shit down, paying his bills, taking care of his family. Yeah, I mean, having knowledge of self and awareness and wisdom and passing that down to his kids. That's success. That's lineage. You feel me? That's shit that I care about. But it's other people where their vision of success, is the big crib with the 2-car garage and I mean, you feel me? The shit that a lot of the time we're not growing up seeing. These white people are growing up seeing that. So, like I said, we're on YouTube watching our favorite rappers, spend money and live in the houses that we want to be in and buy that stuff because we don't have the cousins and the uncles that's buying boats. Hey man, you want to be on my boat? Hey man, you want me to get you a job over the summer? We don't have this shit like that we could just touch and
Yeah.
speak to. You feel what I mean? So that's what we look to, and that's what we equate with. Yeah, I mean, with the leaders, the people that made it out of poverty to a, yeah, I mean, all based off of something on their own merit,
It's,
whether it be what they could do with their bodies or you feel me, what they could do with their mind creatively. That's why we view black people in entertainment as leaders because they are leaders, bro. They got their way out of a place where it's not meant for us to get out of, and
see,
that's why we celebrate them. You
see,
get what I mean?
I agree with all of that. My point is my only point that I want to make is it's just like when people emulate that. When CJ said rappers are not role models. They had a 200 years head start, bro. Talking about white people, but and he got great points. But see, my thing is when we try to emulate these rappers, we don't emulate their success per se. I mean, obviously you can't just go and copy a motherfucker
It's
making a
good,
hundred million dollars
CJ.
and make $100 million the next day, or the next year, most of the time at least. It's like we go and emulate all of the worst parts and try to replicate the success. Okay, they talking about shooting a nigga, so we gonna talk about shooting a nigga. They go around and tote guns and shit, and like, so we gonna tote guns and shit. We gonna you know fuck up our community by pushing drugs in the community because Future was talking about selling drugs or getting fucked up or doing Molly's and Percocet, so I'm gonna do Molly and Percocet. You get what I'm saying? Like we take all of the worst aspects, the easiest aspects to emulate. Probably because they're the easiest and motherfuckers have made the shit cool at this point. It's fashionable to be fucked up out of your mind. It's fashionable to be a dumbass nigga walking around toting guns and sagging his pants and shit like that. Like, I'm not saying I'm judging motherfuckers for doing that, but I
I mean, bro,
realize
I
what the
just think
agenda
it's just
is.
something about the power of the music, man, because that is one thing that fascinates me, bro. Like, I feel like, with the influence hip hop has on us, hip hop is one of, those only things in a way where like it contradicts the way we move in real life because, growing up, I mean, yeah, my mom could tell me what she want me to do, but at the end of the day, if what she's telling me isn't matching what I'm seeing from her, I can't take it serious, right? But at the end of the day, we'll watch a rapper live in California. We'll watch a rapper post videos of him in the gym every morning on that Instagram story and eating right and all of that. But rather than wanting to do what they're doing, we want to do what they're saying, and that's always been weird to me. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like rappers, the only thing where we we hold more stock in what you're saying on that beat versus what you're actually doing.
But I feel like that's all part of the mind control at the end of the day. Like, I can't get too deep into this part because I don't understand the full science of it. But just know when they laying these tracks, a lot of these motherfuckers are literally like they're trained in the art of what's the word, persuasion. Like, it's literally, it's like the music puts you in a trance. And a lot of these bigger artists, these mega star artists, like, they've been trained in the art of literally putting people in a form of hypnosis with the music. And like, the music has been backmasked. So you might have motherfuckers like, I know you remember that Jay-Z song from back in the day. It was like on the Black album. I forgot which song, but when you play it in reverse, it was like it was like a pastor playing that shit in reverse, and it was like, murder, 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 Jesus. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, he was like, you literally, all you got to do is play the song in reverse, and Jay-Z was saying, murder,
It
murder, murder, Jesus.
was
Like,
him or Tupac.
and so pretty much
That's that shit real. Murder, murder, Jesus.
what I'm saying is, I'm not really, I don't really give a fuck about religion and nothing. So that's not the point I'm making.
Hey
You
yo,
know,
say it again though, yo. What Jay Z has
it's
said?
like, murder, 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 Jesus. Like, that's how the shit sounded. But the whole point I'm making is, like,
Yo, you
they
geeking.
put hidden messages in the music nowadays, and whether you can backmask it or not, is all in the frequency. It's all in the vibrations of the music, and whether you can hear it with the naked ear or not, the inner ear hears all of that shit. So if they're subconsciously implanting these thoughts in your head, um, it's not really much you could do about the shit unless you just, your mind is just strong enough to to go against the mind control and to think on its own. Like, even with the TV shows and the commercials, it's literally been proven. There's been studies. I'm pretty sure they still do this shit too, because they proved that it was legit. Like, they started this back in the day, where on the commercials they'll, like, it's like 30 frames a second, right, or 60 frames a second, which is what the TV standard is nowadays. So that means that every second of TV you see, or a movie you see, is 30 pictures stitched together to make that moving image, to make that video, or 60 images per second that are stitched together, and that's what makes the video move and look fluid. So they'll put, like, for one of the frames within that 30 or 60 frames, they'll put, like, real fast, like, an image of like a cheeseburger or some shit. Let's say it's a commercial about something entirely different, about fucking tires or something. They'll put a cheeseburger in one of those frames, and it was proven that motherfucking people wanted a cheeseburger after seeing the commercial. Like, more people wanted a cheeseburger, or got
Then the
hungry and wanted to
tires.
eat after seeing that tire commercial, as opposed to when they didn't include that frame into the actual commercial. So what I'm saying is, not only does it go for your ears, but it goes for the eyes as well. And your mind is more powerful than you think, even when it comes to stuff that you don't even realize consciously. You won't hear it, you won't see it, but your subconscious mind will pick all that shit up, and it will be influenced by it in one way or another. So that's why it's important to be cognizant of what we're listening to, of what we watching, and what we feed in our minds, bro. Because all of this shit out here is it's a game, bro. It's a whole agenda to take over our minds and influence us to think a certain way, to move a certain way, to act a certain way. And the black man and woman, we public enemy number one. Like, this shit ain't going nowhere, bro. Like, whether it's the gay agenda
Yo,
with
but
the
at
D
the same
Wade shit,
time though, yo,
it's only gonna get worse.
I'm not about to push no Gail King or Oprah hip hop is bad thing. If y'all want to listen to rappers that got more positive things to say, I could list off a few right now. I'll start off with a couple of my favorites. Probably my top three being Currency, Dom Kennedy, and
You naming all my
Larry
favorites.
June.
You literally named my top three right now. Like, those the only three rappers I really listen to right
I
now.
mean, cause they gonna give you some player shit, and at the same time, they're not gonna be saying too much bullshit, man. Like, I listen to Currency, and that nigga make me think. I listen to Larry June, that nigga makes me want to check my credit score. That nigga makes me want to make
Drink
a
some
smoothie.
organic orange juice.
You feel what I mean? Like, seriously, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I listen to Dom Kennedy, and that nigga just, bro, he just inspires me to just be a better person. Like, seriously, just you know what I mean? Just all his songs. Just, just encourage me to, not be afraid to live life so I could just gain, just the wisdom that only, life could teach you. An honorable mention in that, yo, Big Sean. A lot of Big Sean lyrics, man. If you listen to shit beyond his radio stuff, because of course, he understands that he's a mainstream artist, so he has to, feed that top 40 core. But at the same time, man, like a lot of his album cuts, bro, that man talking a lot of positive stuff, man. So,
definitely. And if you
uh,
just tuning in, sorry to cut you off, but if you just now tuning in, I don't know if you can rewind it while we live. You might have to wait for the replay, but definitely need to catch this from the beginning or rewind at least 5-10 minutes back, because we just dropped a whole lot of
oh
knowledge
yeah,
about
we done
the
took it
music
back.
industry, mind control, how all of that affects us subconsciously, and like we made a lot of great points. So this episode is a little bit more serious than the prior episodes. We dropping a lot of knowledge tonight. So rest in peace to Pop Smoke. We doing this not only for him, but for the rest of the musicians, the rest of the music fans, the rest of the people that have been affected, in one way or another by all of this craziness going on in the last 6 months to the last 2 years, with all of these different rappers dying, and it's just crazy, man. It's a lot going on, but we want you to know that at the end of the day, you're gonna be okay, man. You just gotta be aware of what's going on. Your mind has to be strong enough to withstand all of this craziness. So, like I said, if you haven't peeped from the beginning, make sure you catch the full joint by rewinding or catching the replay after this is all over with.
Definitely, man. Just to kind of lighten the mood a little bit, bro. I sent you a link on Skype. Go ahead and throw that on real fast for the peeps.
All right, what's this?
And my boy,
What we looking at?
my boy Velveteen Dreams with some ass too. I sent it to you on Skype. My boy Velveteen Dreams got a clean win over Roddick Strong. Yeah, I
All right, this
mean,
better be
shout
good.
out to all my people.
Okay. LA Leakers, Pop Smoke freestyle.
Lot of diamonds in here tonight. I know the vibes. You know the vibes. Who was in the building? Pop smoke.
Hope the volume good for y'all.
Straight shit. Lot of diamonds in here tonight. I know the vibes. You know the vibes. Who was in the building? Pop smoke. Yeah. Brooklyn, we here tonight, baby. Straight shit. LA Leakers. Look. 50 shots up in the second, won't let up. XD and nigga draw a Beretta. Shoot first, you be yourself a paper.
Oh shit. I brought it up twice. So wait. All right.
Report like I'm Greg Sager. Back out a nigga in with the bluffing. Dread war nigga shoot you for nothing. 10 toes up on your back from drumming. SK I have him run. It's Pop Smoke. It's that nigga from the bullshit bitch right back. And I don't politic, cause niggas ain't like that. I drop a slip or two and get a light pack. And I don't care if you lose and still fight back. Manslaughter and homicides. Whole bunch of
R.I.P the Woo, man.
niggas die. Looking up, I wonder why. Why niggas took my
That nigga floating on that
Still
50
screaming
ain't he?
R.I.P. to all my fallen soldiers. For now I'm giving hot shells like tacos. Big woo, I'm nacho. Still ducking potholes and still dumping that Tahoe. I ain't gon' front, yeah, I'm a leader, man. I've been rolling beaters, man. Hit home runs like I'm Jeter, man. Pick pipes like I'm Peter Pan. Jerked in Adidas, man. And that wish she would fit. Think about robbing me, and you gon' catch a full clip on the floor, see? When niggas keep that still around here. Couple lines, no folks but gorillas round here. If you don't bang what I bang, then don't chill around here. Bullets sing, yeah, you fuck around, get killed around here.
R.I.P the Woo.
Damn. Yo, you think all that was off the dope? Yeah, that nigga was flowing, bro.
That nigga Woo was going crazy, bro.
See, bro, niggas be bringing the A game to LA
I
Lakers,
told
bro.
you, bro. Like, yo, just be sad, man. Like, not too many of these rap niggas be catching my eyes these days, man. It's like it's always the ones that I keep an eye out for. The niggas, man. They
Cause Juice
go.
WRLD had a crazy freestyle. I don't know if it was on LA Lakers or not.
Not even that, bro. But yo, just mad random, bro. But do you remember when Question Mark by Triple X dropped and how like genuinely impressed me and you both were about how good that album was?
Yeah, man. He was on a whole nother wave, bro. He was way too woke for the rap industry in general. Like, and I mean that probably contributed to his demise, you know, because yeah, he was like, not only was he super popular and he was just super, you know, relatable to the kids, you know, but he was like literally conscious. Like, he was on some me shit. He was talking about how, you know, the white man was controlling the world and how the politics ain't matter and how we was gods and, you know, how we had to realize like our true, you know, godhood and our history, all of that. Like, that's why I was fucking with Triple X. Like, he was just on some whole another shit. And like you said, it's like always those special ones that get taken from us so soon.
Yeah,
You know?
man. Like, it's just me personally. It's just always the ones that I'm keeping my eye out for. You know, even if I'm not completely sold or invested, like I'm on some shit. Like, I'ma just let's see what this nigga do. And this is like, man, you know, it's like, bro, I just, you know, we deserve. It's like, I mean, bro, it's like at the end of the day, you know, shit, Drake damn near, you know, Drake will be 40 before niggas know it. Like, somebody got to take this shit over. You
Nah,
get
but
what
see,
I mean?
Drake, that's the thing, bro. Drake is not like the rest of these niggas. Drake is just like, he's
But I
part
know,
of the
but bro,
problem, if you ask me.
but
That's
look,
why
but not that.
he
But
ain't
see,
got
bro,
touched yet.
you thinking deeper than what I'm thinking. All I'm saying is, bro, Jay-Z is 50, Kanye is 40. Yeah, I mean, like, somebody has to take this shit over. Like, you get
Oh
what I
yeah, I
mean?
get what you're saying. You saying like it's about time for somebody else to get that torch. But
I mean,
yeah,
not even to get the torch. It's time for somebody to put they resume together. So you feel me? 5 years from
but
now, 6 years from now, we can have that
if
conversation.
niggas keep dying, bro, if niggas keep
Niggas not
dying,
even getting the chance to
if,
put their
look, check
resumes
this. Yeah, that's
together.
what I'm saying. If all of the niggas that's really qualified keep dying, what are we left with other than the Jay-Z's and the Drakes?
That's what,
You
and
know?
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. We gonna go from one of the youngest genres to one of the oldest genres very quickly, man. If we don't get our shit together, yo.
Cause I mean, anybody that's in their early 20s that's really, you know, doing it, it seems like they dying. Like, yeah, like you said, like the Lil Peeps, the Mac Millers, Mac Miller wasn't in his early 20s, but Mac Miller was like literally, him and Peep was like the two most popular white rappers other than Eminem. You know, Eminem, I feel like he been dead. Eminem been
Yeah, I don't
dead.
even count. I don't even count Eminem.
Eminem been dead for 10 years plus at this point. Keeping a Honda with you, that's a clone. You know, and we just gonna leave it at that and keep it moving. But I mean, yeah, like, and you got the motherfucking, who else? Damn, I didn't lost my whole train of thought. But
But
like,
yeah, bro, like all the young rappers, man, like
XXX, you know, like he was qualified. He was putting his resume together, you know. Kanye West, for example, that's another one. I feel like Kanye West, he could have took the torch over from fucking Drake, but Kanye, between me and you and the rest of the world who watching this, I feel like Kanye dead too. I feel like they cloned that nigga too. After the whole rant where he went on stage and with the floating stage, that tour, the Life of Pablo tour, and he was going talking out against Jay-Z and the powers that be, and he said he would have voted for Trump if he voted. After he got sent to rehab after that, it was over for Kanye. I feel like that was the last time we saw the real Kanye, when he came back out with the blonde hair and was doing the whole Trump shit, and he met with Trump at the White House that January. Yeah, that was clone Kanye. From that point on, it's been clone Kanye. And that's why, that explains all the MAGA shit and all the weird shit ever since then, because they was like, damn, okay, Kanye talking about he would have voted for Trump. Once we clone this nigga, reprogram him, and release him back out into the world, we got to make him stand on that. So, they just made him like way Republican instead of like making him like in the middle like he was at first. They would just turn him into a fucking Republican, But like I said, that's just probably me getting a little too deep for the people. But if you don't believe human cloning is real, just do the research. This shit is definitely a thing. They do,
Bro, we taking it there this episode, bro. We
yeah.
not even there.
They do it at hospitals. They do it at fucking universities. They got whole underground facilities dedicated to this at all the major hospitals in the country, and they admitted that they could do the shit over a decade or two ago. That when they 1997 they came out and said they cloned Dolly the lamb, and that's when they sparked that whole debate with, okay, is cloning ethical, and then they banned it in Congress. But they've been talking about cloning humans ever since then. They've just been trying to gauge the public and get the public opinion on it, because, okay, if the public not going to support it, then they're not going to publicly talk about it. But it's been going around. It's been going on, behind the scenes ever since. And, even with the shows like Altered Carbon on Netflix, they talk about it. It's like actually a thing in a lot of the media, because it's called predictive programming. If they put it out in enough of the media and enough of the TV shows and the movies, then decades later when they come out and say, okay, we can do this now, it won't be so surprising, So that's all I'm gonna say about cloning. All right, y'all got the end of my little conspiracy rant. So
Yeah, just to put the whole lid on that whole Pop Smoke shit, man. Man, we just gotta figure this shit out, bro. Cause clearly, whatever we doing not working, and it's going to continue not to work. So let's
yeah,
just figure this shit out, bro. Please, man, because I would want my kids one day that if they want to be a rapper, I would want them to want to do that, without having to fucking get shot up within the first year or two of getting hot. Yeah, I mean, so let's just protect our creatives, man. Because at the end of the day, music is all about emotion, and what music does more than anything, it allows for us to be heard, man. When we want to party, that could be heard. When we hurt, that could be felt. When we happy, all of that could be felt through the music. It's just like, bro, you couldn't explain something to a room full of people that would never even let you in their house through a song that you couldn't through the most well orated speech, man. So let's let our creators be here to translate for us, man. You
yeah,
feel me? It's just like, let's just do what's right. Let's just do what's in the long haul is best for us and best for the culture and best for our families. Yeah, I mean, music brings people together. Let's stop killing people that's bridging gaps. You know what I mean?
you're definitely right, man. But it's easier said than done, right? That's with anything. And at the end of the day, our audience is limited. Only a select few people are gonna see this, even if we blow up and we at the top of the YouTube rankings, or the top of the podcast rankings on Apple and Spotify and all of that. Everybody's not gonna hear this. So not saying we're gonna fall on deaf ears, but just saying that we, at the end of the day, we can only do so much to inspire that change. We so at the end of the day, the shit gonna happen. Shit still gonna happen. People still gonna die early, but the way I look at it is, they in a better place than us. We in hell right now and shit. So regardless of what religion you believe in, or what form of spirituality you associate with, I think we all agree that what comes after this has to be better. There's no choice, because clearly we in hell right now. So Yeah.
Yeah, man. R.I.P. to Wu, man. And oh yeah, bro. Speaking of being number one on Apple and all of that, we got some news for the people.
Yeah, as far as the distribution.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Touch
Okay.
on it.
So yeah, happy to announce that the podcast is finally being widely distributed. Distributed. Oh, I don't know how to say that. Distributed.
Distributed.
Distributed. I'm on some slow shit. Y'all forgive me.
You the one
So,
with the college degree, y'all.
right. So the podcast has finally been widely distributed. I said it wrong again. Distributed on all major platforms. So be on the lookout for that because we was already on Spotify, but this week I was like, why not just expand and go on to more platforms because not everybody has or listens to Spotify, obviously. So that being said, we went ahead and expanded, and we're now available on not only Spotify but Pocket Cast. We're also on Radio Public and Google Podcasts, but Google Podcasts is going to take a few days for the approval to go through. So just be on the lookout for that. If you have Android, we are now on the Google Play and the podcast app for Android, and Breaker as well. But last but not least, Apple Podcasts. This approval is going to take a few days, just like the Google one as well. So be on the lookout for that. We should be on Apple Podcasts by the end of this week, if not next week. So be on the lookout for that. Look up Don't Keep Scrolling, Large 7, and DomIsG, either or. And you should definitely be able to find us if you look us up sometime next week on any of those streaming services. Most of those streaming services we up right now. Oh, shit. I spoke too soon. We're actually up right now. I just looked us up.
Right now,
We're
right
on
now.
Apple Podcasts right now. They didn't send me the email. They were supposed to send me the email, but that's crazy. I just looked us up. We're on Apple right now. So
I'm doing it, baby.
go and look that up, and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts because we really this is really the start of something great, something amazing here. I just subscribed to myself, so yeah, I advise y'all to do the same. And I will put the link in the description as well once this episode is over with. So, yeah, I think that was a nice bright spot to this otherwise somber episode.
Yeah, man. So we gonna go ahead and we gonna continue to keep it upbeat. Let's take it back to this past weekend, brose. All Star Weekend, Kobe Bryant edition. How did you? Let's just give your overall opinion on the whole thing without getting too specific. I mean, all in all, from Friday to Sunday. I mean, what would you give it? Thumbs up, thumbs down, in the middle?
I give
What?
it a resounding thumbs up. Like, I give it two thumbs
Ooh.
up
I
for
was, about,
sure.
I was about to ask, is that two thumbs?
Nah, it's two thumbs, yo. Cause like, yeah, I didn't even see the whole entire. I seen pretty much everything except the full 3-point contest, but everything else I pretty much. Oh, and I didn't see the full Rising Stars game. I don't think I seen any of the Rising Stars game or the Celebrity game. Now that I think about it.
I saw some of the Rising Star. Of course, I ain't watch that bullshit celebrity game.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw some of the Rising Star, and that shit was like that.
I'm just mad. I did look at the box score for the. Yeah, I guess we can go in order with this from Friday to Sunday. But I did see the box score for the Rising Stars game. I'm a Luka fan because I'm a Mavs fan, and it was weird how the World lost by damn 20, Team World, because the damn starting lineup was stacked. But when I went and looked, it made so much sense because it was like they fell off a cliff after you look at the starting lineup and compare the benches. Like they actually had a lot of depth on the Team USA. But when you go and look at Team World, it was like they had a solid ass starting five, but then the fucking bench was full of no name niggas I never even heard of. Like it was like motherfuckers that's averaging like 7-8 points on mediocre ass teams just because they
Give me the starting five for World real fast.
So all right, let me just start. Team World from point guard to center. They had Luka at the point. They had I don't even know how to say this nigga name. I don't know if
Alexander Gilgeous.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander at the shooting guard. They had R.J. Barrett at the 3. They had Brandon Clark at the 4 and Rui Hachimura at the 5. And then after that, it's like, what the fuck? Like, They had Nikiel off the bench. They had Nikiel Alexander Walker, never heard of him. Svi Mikaliuk, never heard of him. Josh Okogie, I've heard of him, but he's real average. Nicolo Melli and Moritz Wagner, I heard of him too, but he actually had 16 points off the bench. He took
Damn,
over
now my
everybody
boy
else.
Mo Wagner.
Yeah, but fucking DeAndre Ayton was coming off the bench too, apparently, but this nigga didn't even play. Apparently, he was injured or something. So, I'm looking at the box score right now if you're looking at the actual video version of the podcast. But, like I said, it was a huge drop off on Team World. But now let's go to Team USA. At the point, they had Ja Morant. At the 2, they had Trae Young. At the 3, they had Kendrick Nunn. At the 4, they had Zion Williamson. And at the 5, they had Jaren Jackson Jr. So, when we go to the bench, another solid-ass starting 5, right? But when we go to the bench, they had Miles Bridges, Colin Sexton, who's averaging like 19 and 20 points a game right now in the regular season.
You nigga play for the Cavs.
Right, but still, like, it's the point I'm making is none of them other motherfuckers on Team World was averaging even close to that, let alone double digits. And then you got Devontae Graham, who's also averaging a solid damn 18, 19 for the Hornets. I stand by this. Devontae Graham is fucking, he's solid. Like, that nigga got next. Like, he is definitely on the rise. And I'm not just saying that because he's from North Carolina, but that nigga's actually nice. And he's literally, like, the Hornets, the only reason the Hornets has won so many games this season is because of him. And then we got Eric Pascal. Then we got P.J. Washington. And, bruh, the crazy thing is they had 2 niggas sat out on Team USA. It would have been even worse because they had Wendell Carter Jr. sat out, and they also had Tyler Hero sat out. So, like, Team USA, the starting 5 wasn't as good, but when you look at the whole lineup, bench and all, it just wasn't no competition. And then you go and look at the box score, them niggas crushed them. Like, the starting lineup for Team USA was minus 13. All 5 of them was just minus 13 in the plus minus. But you go and look at the damn bench, all of them motherfuckers was plus 33. And it makes sense. Like,
yeah.
And I don't know if you know, but Miles Bridges was the MVP of that game. He had 20 off 8 for 12 shooting, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, so 3 steals. So he had a real solid all around game. But
I mean, keep it a bean. I think at the end of the day, if Luka wanted to go stupid, USA could have won. But
yeah, Luka was trying to save his energy for the damn.
I'm about to say, because I'm telling you, at the end of the day, Luka is the most. I ain't gonna say he's the most important nigga on that floor to his team because Ja Morant is also in playoff contention right now, and Zion trying to get a squad in playoff contention.
But we actually are in the playoffs. We're
nigga fucking the Grizzlies are 8th.
Nah, but like the Grizzlies, like they're still fighting for a spot. Like the Pelicans is on the ass. Like the Pelicans been balling since Zion came back. But what I'm saying is there's no way we're not making the playoffs. And Luka is the reason for that. We wasn't even projected to be in the playoffs this season, So,
what are y'all?
We're 6 right now. We close to
y'all
7.
Not 6.
Nah, we was 7 for like a few days.
Yeah, y'all might still be 7.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Yeah, we tied right now with OKC for 6, but they won the tiebreaker, so we 7th. But we literally tied. We got the same record as OKC. They won a game right before us.
Bro, real fast, bro. How crazy is it that fucking OKC is 6th and Houston is 5th?
Yeah, I mean, shit. But Houston been on some bullshit, bro. They got that small ball lineup. I don't understand. Like,
but you know what's crazy? Russell Westbrook on that team again by himself. They not the 6th seed, bro.
So,
but the Rockets with Chris Paul.
The Thunder was 6th seed. They was 6th or 7th last year with Russell.
I mean, bro, but I don't think this year, bro. Not this year. I don't think so, bro.
But this year is real. The West is. I mean, I ain't gonna say the West as a whole is looking real iffy, but that bottom half of the West is looking real fucking iffy this year. So I don't know if I agree with that. Cause look at the Spurs, bro. Like, look at the fucking Trailblazers. Like, niggas.
Yo, chill. Yo, stop trying to cover my squad.
Yeah, but niggas is not balling this year. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like,
and I feel like the Thunder with Russell Westbrook will be in that same because Chris Paul brings something totally different.
What, that leadership?
I mean,
That jet.
just not the leadership. I mean, this nigga's not going for a fucking triple double. He's trying to run the offense.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like he's really running the team. He's not out there trying to make sure he get his. I mean, at the end of the day, Chris Paul trying to win first, and I fuck with Russell, but I feel like Russell would rather get his first, and then if we win, that's cool too.
Hey, Bubba said the sum of whole All Star weekend, Aaron Gordon was cheated. We're gonna get to that next, Bubba. So keep
Yeah,
watching.
bro. Yeah,
We're gonna get
bro.
to
We
that
ain't
next.
there yet. Yeah,
But
we gonna need your opinion too, man.
exactly. But
Yo,
so
my boy Bubba a regular on the show. Y'all feel like we say your name like every episode,
yeah,
bro.
bro. I
I
appreciate you
appreciate
for
you, man.
tuning in, bro. Like if you haven't subscribed on YouTube, just go ahead and do it, man. Cause yeah, like we need you in the YouTube comments, bro. We need you to take this shit to YouTube, bro. That's where it really goes on. It should go down on YouTube. So if you appreciate the Facebook live streams, you know, because you stream simultaneously. I don't know where you're listening or watching from, but we stream simultaneously to Facebook, YouTube,
Which
and Twitch at the same time. So pretty much, no matter where you're watching from, you need to subscribe to the YouTube because you will have not only the audio archives of everything, every episode, but you also have the video to go along with it. And if you subscribe, you'll get notifications whenever we
and you
upload
can set
something new.
reminders so you don't miss a single episode.
Exactly. So yeah, man. But I think that's about it for the Friday events. Cause the celebrity game ain't worth talking about. Like I said, that shit won't shit. It nothing important. Same bullshit every year. And I feel like Quavo done played the last fucking 4 or 5 years. Like he's like the new, but that nigga like the new Kevin Hart. Like I know at one point like niggas got tired of saying Kevin Hart in that fucking
Hey,
shit.
bro, don't sleep on my nigga Common too. Common did hella celebrity All Star game.
Bro, yeah, I'm sick of his ass too. Like
That nigga can't even hoop.
Common old virtue signaling ass. I remember Common used to be woke back in the day. That nigga like a goddamn Barack Obama or some shit. But all right. So
That's what happens when you fucking Erica Badu. Yo, she had your whole head fucked up.
right. But yo, I just thought about it, yo. You remember when? Because this is the perfect pivot. Even though this wasn't the first event Saturday. Fucking the 3-point contest. I know I wasn't tripping when they like told the niggas to go, like, or to start shooting 3-pointers. They used the common ad lib, like, go from the song Go.
Go.
Go. I was fucking dying, bro.
Yo, I was down about that shit too, yo.
Like, so you heard that shit?
They did the same thing with the skills challenge too, yo, for the countdown.
Bruh, that shit had me.
Then they got Kanye on the count of 3. You ain't peeped that part?
I swear I did,
That
yo.
nigga Kanye said on the count of 3.
Yo.
1, 2, 3.
Before we get started, yo, since we on Saturday now, nah, yo, fuck it. I want to say this to Sunday, but I might forget. Why didn't they bring Kanye out when Chance the Rapper did that fucking what was it? What song?
Ultralight Beam?
Yeah, Ultralight Beam, yo. I was so fucking mad. You know I'm on my
Man,
Kanye
fuck
shit.
that. Why they ain't bring out Chief Keef to do I Think That I'm Kobe?
Yo, why didn't they bring out Lil Wayne when they did the DJ Khaled song right after Lil Wayne had just got off stage?
Well, Lil Wayne on that song too?
Yes, the nigga was on the Justin Bieber shit with the Justin Bieber Chance the Rapper shit. Yes, Lil Wayne was on that fucking
Hey, bro,
song.
to keep it a bean, I was waiting for Justin Bieber to come out and do Yummy. Honestly,
Hell
that's really what I want to do.
But
That's
that was a
shit.
Chance the Rapper show, bro. You just
Yeah, you got
Chance
that.
the thing is, Chance the Rapper don't got enough crossover hits by himself, so he had to bring out hella motherfuckers and shit.
Yo, and I'm so glad you brought Chance the Rapper. I think that it's so interesting that Chance the Rapper just put out a whole album.
And only performed one song.
Not even that. The first song he did was You Don't Want No Problems, and that's just kind of just crazy to me. Like, bro, you just put out a whole fucking album, and nothing off of your last album.
But he did perform one
stuck
song,
to the
right?
wall. No, I'm saying nothing off of his last album stuck to the wall, where he could come out to one of those initially.
Yeah,
he had to warm that shit up. You get what I mean?
I mean, Shakira swear up and down that Chance
That's
the Rapper.
like Lil Wayne coming out and doing fucking a lollipop.
But look, he canceled his tour dates last year, like late last year. And the fucking narrative was Joe Budden was saying like the nigga didn't sell enough tickets and shit, and so he had to cancel his tour. And I was saying this to Shakira because she's a huge Chance fan, And she was like, "That's not true. He didn't cancel his tour because of the album doing poorly. He canceled his tour because he had a baby or some shit." Like, and
No. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what's going on with that because I kind of follow that situation. Chance's problem is right now he's kind of like he's in that awkward like teenage girl phase where like he's growing into his rapper body. And I use that analogy to say like, of course, like Chance is too big to do like Green Street, Cat's Cradle, so on and so forth. Like he's too big to do spots like that, but he's not quite
cause
big enough to do like Greensboro.
But she was saying he sold out like a lot of his shows. Like she was saying, cause she was trying to get tickets to the shit. You know her, but she was like, he was sold out of all the shit around here that he had, scheduled. And so when he canceled the tour, she was happy because like she was like, yeah, now I could get tickets whenever he scheduled the shit again because it was sold out at first. And so,
Chance don't have a Coliseum fan base. But I
but I
said, but
feel
at the
like,
same
yo, the
time,
crazy thing is, I feel
he
like,
doesn't have a 400, 500 room fan base neither.
but look, we went to damn his show. He had a show right after he dropped the coloring book. It was on that
Oh, but
coloring
bro, you
book
gotta
tour.
understand, bro. Coloring book Chance
So
and
you saying coloring book chance is way bigger than current chance?
oh yeah, Chance blew it, buddy. I thought that by now Chance would be like on some Drake shit. He
Yeah,
blew that.
megastar shit, right?
He blew that opportunity.
And the crazy thing is, I feel like in the public eye, like he is on that level. It's just
No,
musically in the
no, no,
music. No, no,
no,
no, because you
no,
can still be that popular, but the
no,
music
bro.
don't reflect it, bro.
Chance isn't Drake, bro.
What I'm saying is, I feel like he's on that level as far as being in the public eye. Like he
No,
is as like even white people know him at this point. Like black people know him, old people know him. Like a lot of people know Chance the Rapper at this point. But what I'm
bro.
saying is,
I feel you, but at the same time, if Drake did All Star Weekend, he's coming out and he's doing Life is Good, or he's coming out and doing something off of Scorpion, and niggas are gonna go crazy. He don't have to go back and do Miss Me to get a damn crowd reaction. Yeah, I mean to get that initial crowd hype. You get what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's what I'm saying. Like whatever Drake dropped, I don't give a fuck if the whole timeline say that shit trash. Motherfuckers are fucking with that shit and listening to it. They don't got no choice. Like I'm telling you, bro. Chance Chance had a great opportunity, like when Coloring Book was out, to like put himself in that stratosphere, but he waited too long to capitalize on his momentum, and then the album wasn't what niggas expected. You know what I mean? So like he blew that chance. Like bro, yo, you gotta understand, yo, like and because I study this rap shit, and that's why I really feel like I have a better understanding of the time, like the timing, and then the importance of the timing. It's like, yo, anticipation is the greatest thing an artist can have. But when you don't feed that anticipation, you get what I mean? Like for example, remember when Krayshawn was the hottest female rapper out?
for like 6 months
But you want to know why that was?
because she didn't follow up.
You want to know what happened to Krayshawn?
Her album's trash.
Gucci came out and like what was that like the summer? Was that like the
2011,
summer?
20. I don't know. Was it 2011 or 2010?
Either way, Gucci came out. The hottest song on the radio. I mean, girls was loving that song. White girls, black girls, everything. Yo, she waited like almost a year to put her album out,
Mm,
and then that shit did like I think that shit did like less than like 10,000 first week
wow.
because for one she didn't have a follow up that was a Gucci, but you're not gonna have another Gucci. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, like you can only be new and hot to people one time. You only have one time to be new and hot. And if you don't capitalize on that, you feel me? You pay the consequence of it. And I feel like Chance is still, yeah, he's still gonna be, a radio guy and somebody that we view as a successful mainstream rapper. But I feel like Chance blew his chance to be in that conversation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or like somebody to really, rival like a Drake. You know what I mean? Like he blew that. And so yeah, so I just like I said, just to bring it all back, I just think it was crazy how he came out and the first song he did was a song that came out like 4 years ago. And then when he did that hot water song, ain't nobody give a fuck. And then after that, he had to go back and do another song off of Coloring Book.
Yeah,
Like,
and then he did the
like
DJ
you feel
Khaled
what I
song.
mean?
I don't even remember the other song he did off Colin Book, but I just remember the DJ Khaled joint in the Ultralight Beam. But all of them, so like, bro, he did a Kanye West song and a DJ Khaled song. I'm like, damn, where your songs at? Like, and so
I
like,
mean, bro, he can only do the songs that motherfuckers fuck with from Chance.
yeah, like, so yeah, you proving your point right now. So my thing is, damn, like, I just feel like he definitely dropped the ball with that album release, and he still got his core fans like my girl and shit. But other than that, it's like niggas ain't really give a fuck about Chance like that. I was just saying like he's still in the public eye and the public consciousness, to the point where he's still a superstar. But I just don't think the
Oh,
music.
definitely.
I just don't think the music
He's still a
reflects it.
superstar, and when he drops, niggas are still going to listen to it. But niggas ain't stopping what they doing. Listen to that shit. They gonna get to it when they get to it now. Like bro, like bro.
But what I
When
was
Drake
saying, we
drops,
went to
niggas
a
stop what they
show.
doing. Listen to Drake.
Let me tell you what I was trying to say minutes ago, but that I cut me off kind of. We went to a show on a coloring book tour. When he came to Raleigh, he had a show at the Walnut Creek Amphitheater across from the convention center in Raleigh downtown. When we
Right.
went there, and it was an outside show at the amphitheater, of course, and that shit was packed. But like, it wasn't like fucking Greensboro Coliseum size or nothing. It was just the outside amphitheater. So I estimate that it was like probably a couple thousand people there at the most, and 2,000-3,000, let's just say, and yeah, let's just say 3,000 at the most, and that's about that was it. It was packed, but it was like packed in a small ass spot, and I feel like I don't know how many people Greensboro Coliseum hold for a concert, but yeah, I feel like back then, if he couldn't do it back then, I feel like he definitely can't do it now, you know. Because if he could
Yeah,
have did it
this
back then,
place
he would have
fluid,
booked
man.
Greensboro back then.
Birthday candles, bro. Fluid.
He did Greensboro back then for the coloring book tour. So, was it the same tour? But so was it packed? Was it sold out? So
Shout out to Shakir making her dope keep scrolling debut.
she said it. Okay, she said she went to see him at Greensboro Coliseum shortly after, and it wasn't sold out, but it was a lot of people
Of
there.
course not.
And she said she got tickets at the last minute through her uncle, so she can vouch for the fact that it wasn't sold out. But she said it was either on the same tour or it was like not too long after, because that was still the last project he had put out, So he was performing songs off the coloring book. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Yo, how you feel about my girl Shaka Khan?
I still ain't seen that shit, man. I fuck
Yo,
with
she
Shaka Khan.
felt that shit to
I was
me,
listening
yo.
to her vinyl the other night and shit, the Rufus joint. Oh, I got it right here.
Yo,
Oh shit. Well, that's the record right there, but yeah, I really do this record shit, man. Shaka Khan and Rufus right
talk your
here.
shit, bro.
I really do this shit. I really does this. This is the first record in my
She
in
like the
my
way that
crate
I.
because I really was listening to this like 2 nights ago, front to back, and this shit snap. The first song was kind of skipping because this shit kind of worn at the end. I think it's got like water damage or something. But yeah, I really do this record shit. So anyway, because we was kind of getting off topic there. Saturday night, I feel like the 3-point competition I can't really speak too much on, but I just know niggas was snapping because it was a lot of like niggas
Oh,
scoring 24 and
I
up.
highly enjoy the 3-point competition.
I feel like Devontae Graham, like, so I fuck with Devontae, but he kind of underwhelmed. But everybody else was like, yeah, everybody niggas was snapping in that shit. But yeah, and then you got motherfucking Buddy Hill. Buddy Hill won, of course, but I feel like Buddy Hill, definitely deserved that because he obviously won. And 3-point competition is not like a damn dunk competition where it's like, based off judges and nothing. It's just like how good you do. So I'm glad for him and shit. I feel like he's had a kind of up and down season. I know he got benched earlier this season, so I don't know if he's back in the starting lineup now. But
I'm just
shout out to
happy for
him.
Buddy Hill, man. He believed in himself beginning of the off season, and he wanted his money. Shit, he took that shit public. Kind of started some shit. Still got his money. Yeah, I mean, kind of putting some alright numbers up, and won a
I
3-point
feel like
contest.
all of the slightly above average niggas go to the Kings to get their money and shit because they know they can swindle them niggas out of some money. Because the Kings
I
is
mean,
a
fuck
shitty
it.
ass
Name of the
franchise.
game is get money, man.
But anyway, and then on to the 3-point the dunk competition. I feel like this is a lot more controversial because of what the setup was. Obviously it was judged, but I did thoroughly enjoy the dunk competition and the dunk off. It was, I don't know if this is the first time it went to a dunk off like that. They had like 2 extra dunks on top of the dunks that they already had because niggas got they tied. The scores was tied at the end of the dunk competition, and this was between Derrick Jones Jr. and Aaron Gordon, of course. And pretty much a lot of niggas is feeling conflicted because they feel like Aaron Gordon should have won because for his last dunk he jumped over Taco Fall, the 7'5" center that plays for the Boston Celtics. And I really don't have much of an opinion, but I do feel like Derrick Jones should have just won off GP because of the dunks he did overall. I mean, if you comparing their last dunks, yeah, they kind of were even per se, score wise. But I feel like just overall, if you look at all of their dunks, Derrick Jones Jr. had better dunks overall. And but I do understand where Aaron Gordon come from. He's lost 2 dunk contests in a row on some close shit. The first one was to Zach LaVine, and then this happened in the dunk off. So I understand where he's coming from. I just feel like he shouldn't be so upset about it. Like at the end of the day, it's just a fucking dunk contest. I don't know if they get like a big bonus or something because of it or something, but at the end of the day, my nigga, you still an NBA player. You still making a lot of fucking money, So it is what it is. But I do feel like D Wade. I don't know if you know about the controversy as far as the final score. Well, from what I heard through the grapevine, it was supposed
I
to.
thought you talking about. I thought you said D Wade.
Yeah, but I'm saying they
I
were
thought you was
supposed
talking
to.
about my nigga's son at first. Had the controversy with D Wade.
Nah, I'm talking about the.
Don't cut his dick off, man. For my boosie shit. Don't let the boy cut his dick off, man.
I'm talking about how apparently they were supposed to like. It was
Don't cut the meat off, man.
inside. It was like an inside thing between the judges where they were gonna give them ties again and shit. Like they was all supposed to give them a 48 so they could go into another dunk off. It would be
But
like
Dwayne Wade said
third
fuck it
overtime.
and held down the heat.
Yeah, held down the heat. His alma mater. I'm sorry, whatever. And
College education, y'all.
he said, yeah, college education. And so he pretty much was like, nah, I'm gonna just give it to the nigga that played for the Heat, and gave Aaron Gordon a point lower score. But and then I don't know if you seen like the image of him, taking his earpiece out or whatever. But niggas are saying the shit was rigged because like D Wade was, supposed to go along with the plan and went against it at the last minute. So I don't really.
Hey, bro. Honestly, yo, I feel like niggas wanna. I feel like niggas wanna solve this debacle for this dunk contest. Niggas gotta stop making it so easy to get 50s, bro. First of all, keep it a bean. I don't give a fuck how fire the dunk is. If you don't make that shit on the first try, you should the highest you should be able to get for your dunk is a 9. Off of that alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I have felt like Derrick Jones should have just got that shit off rip because I don't think that nigga missed the dunk.
Yeah.
You
I don't know.
I think he laid all his shit down first try, if I remember correctly.
But
And
yeah.
I mean, and like at the end of the day, it's a dunk contest. It's not about ability. Yeah, I mean, like even like with a talent contest,
Right.
I might be the better singer, but if I'm not controlling my breath and overall putting on the better show, I don't deserve to win the contest. You get what I mean? That's not to say that I don't have the better talent. I don't think it's no argument who's the better dunker between Aaron Gordon and Derrick Jones Jr. I just feel like when it comes down to the show, even down to the fact that like the shit with the with him with the cake and blowing out his birthday cake and doing the little don't be a menace, the little for me, like all of that little shit adds to it. Like he
Yo,
put
when
on
did
a
he blow out that birthday cake? Cause I saw him like roll it out, but like I didn't see him blow it out.
he ain't blow it out while he dunked. He blew out the candles and then he went and dunked.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, bro. I feel like if you miss a dunk, so like honestly, so when Markel Fultz had threw yo that shit off of the backboard, as fire as that shit was, bro, that shit should not be allowed to get higher than a 45, my nigga, cause bro, you missed on the first try.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, it's not just about what you do, bro. You gotta perform under the pressure of getting that shit right the first time. At the end of the day, this is a contest. Like I
Right.
said, this isn't just a display of talent. This is a contest. This is who can put on a better show dunking, not who's the better dunker.
I got a
Yeah, you know what I
point.
mean?
So anyway, moving past that because we don't have too much time left. The actual All Star game. That shit
Shout out
was
Chris Paul
crazy.
catching that alley. That shit was hard.
Actual All Star game was something for the ages, man. And I think this will go down as one of the best All Star games in history. I'm gonna just pull up some highlights right now. Um, I got some highlights on the video stream right now. If you're looking at the video, so you know, yeah, like I just feel like them niggas played. They balled their ass out, man. I don't know if it was because of Kobe or if it was because of the actual new format, but man, was them niggas fucking balling. Like, yeah, and I just feel like like from quarter one, they obviously was doing their thing, but fourth quarter, them niggas turned it up. Like that shit was crazy. Bruh, you got anything to add? Like, cause I mean, you can start anywhere really, but I just let you kind of take the lead on this one.
Um, just with the whole game overall, for one, I was just not. I wasn't feeling the refs. I kind of feel like the refs took a night off, man, until like it got like in the
The fourth
fourth
quarter,
quarter.
yeah. I
And I
mean,
didn't like, and I didn't like that, man. At the end of the day, it's an All-Star game. So at the end of the day, if one of the things that James Harden does best is get fouls and go to the free throw line, if that's one of the things that makes him an All-Star, you got to give him those calls in the All-Star game, man. Like, it was a lot of fouls going on. I felt like it should have been a lot more whistles blown. That
yeah,
was really my biggest problem with like the first 3 quarters. Um, Outside of that, I don't expect niggas to play but so hard, being that it's a meaningless game. Outside of the fact that it was in honor of Kobe Bryant. But any other year other than that, it's really just a pointless game. That's why I really feel like we need to up the ante of the All Star game, like the way baseball does it, where winner of AL NL gets home field advantage in the playoffs.
yeah,
Like, you get what I mean? Like that. Now that would be something hard to fight for. Like, regardless of your seeding, if the East win, the East got the number one seed. I mean, they got home court advantage in the final. That's something that I feel like would turn the game all the way up. You don't gotta. I mean, with the fourth quarter was crazy. Like I said, the fourth quarter it felt like it was just pick up basketball, just watching niggas really, just want to ball. But we got to make the game, mean something to the season if we really want players to feel okay, really going hard like it's one of the 82s.
yeah. I mean,
So I just like
but it was a lot of little shit that just made this game entertaining the whole way through. Though regardless, I'm not trying to negate your point. You got a great point, but you know, regardless of what you're saying it still was an entertaining game throughout, whether it was Kawhi hitting the 8 threes or whether it was Chris Paul catching a fucking alley for his first dunk in like 4 or 5 years. Fucking, what else? Trae Young hitting the half court three. Like, all this is shit that happened before the fourth. And then you got down, even in the fourth, like, them niggas balling like you said. Like, them niggas balling like they was at John Graham or some shit. The whole fourth, just balling out. And then they had the whole fucking the challenge, the coaches challenge being called. Like, I love that coaches challenge shit, bro. Like, that shit just adds a whole new element to the
Oh
game.
that Giannis block was something, man. I like that a lot.
And I'm just happy that they even, cause I forgot about that shit for the All-Star game. Like, I'm happy they included it, cause, you know, obviously it's a part of the NBA game now, but you don't think about shit like that during the All-Star game, cause normally they don't even really get that serious. And this being the first year of the coaches challenge, I definitely forgot all about it for the All-Star game. So I'm just glad it's a part of the All-Star game now. And just little shit like that just made it entertaining the whole way through. You know, even the fact that,
How you felt about Trae Young getting benched in the fourth?
bro, like shit. At the same way I feel like about Luka getting benched in the fourth, but I understand it not only because they young as hell. This is only their second seasons and their first year being All Stars. So you gotta let the vets, take precedent over them, because who knows, this might be Chris Paul's last All Star game. So I completely understand. Them niggas got about 15 more All Star games in them. And this might be Chris Paul and Kyle Lowry's last All-Star game. And Trae Young wouldn't have been taking charges like that, like Kyle Lowry was. And fucking Luka wouldn't have been making plays like Chris Paul did in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
So,
I definitely think this might be Kyle Lowry's last All-Star game.
definitely. You shouldn't have been in this one, to be honest. But, I mean, I'm
So I think he about to go to the West, and he damn sure making an All-Star team in the
hell
West.
no. Hell no. Like I said, he shouldn't have even made it in the East, but it's all good because he did good. He was taking charges and shit, pretty much all he was doing. But it added another element to the game, and it's made it exciting. So it's whatever. But I definitely feel like another reason why they sat Luka. I can't say this about Trey because I don't watch him like that, but I feel like another reason they sat Luka was because not only is Chris Paul like literally the clutchest fucking player in the fourth right now, like just statistically this season, he's like the clutchest guard, if not player, period, in the fourth quarter in the clutch time. But Luka also got a habit of playing himself out of the motherfucking game in the fourth. Like, he got a habit of taking stupid ass step back threes, contested step back threes when the game is within 5 points, and turnovers and shit like that, like in the fourth quarter. And that's why
Don't do that, because when he make them, that's when ESPN on his dick
bro,
the whole next
but
morning.
I'm a fucking Luka fan, so I feel like I can say that shit. Like, Luka definitely need to get his clutch up, and he just right now he just like the nigga Rick Carlisle gave him the keys, which don't happen often with Rick Carlisle and point guards. But obviously Luka's a generational talent, so he just gave him the keys. But Luka just took that shit and ran with it because he really just be like taking some crazy ass chances in the fourth, and it work out every now and then. But this season, most of the time, it hasn't. Luckily, we still got a damn winning record.
I'm about to say, you talking about most of the time it hasn't, y'all niggas in the playoffs.
Nah, but the thing is, bro, we done blown out a lot of motherfuckers this season. Like that's what be saving us.
Oh, a lot of y'all games will come down to the wire.
Yeah, like most of our wins don't come down to the wire. The most of our games that come down to the wire in the fourth, we end up losing. So I'm just happy that we're as good as a team. Like, we're the number one offense in the league right now. Like, as far as efficiency, like no other team is averaging more points than us per 100 possessions. So that's literally what's kept us with this record, is the fact that our offense is so amazing. Like we by the end of the third quarter, we usually up 15, 20 points. So on the games we win at least. So I just feel like that was a reason why they benched him. And I can't blame him for that shit. I mean, I wasn't expecting them to bench him, but once I saw he was benching him for the fourth, I was like, shit, I understand. I can't even hate,
I ain't mad at it, man. All in all, definitely a good All-Star weekend. I don't know where the All-Star game at next year, but I look forward to it.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I haven't looked into
I
it.
look forward to seeing Ja and Zion both on the both in the All-Star game. That's gonna be.
And it was something else I wanted to say too. Apparently, I know. Yo, So, damn. Yeah, I hope we don't lose to NC State. We was down by 12 with 11 and a half minutes left in the game. Duke was down to NC State by 12 and shit. And this is 20 minutes ago. Um, so anyway, like I was saying, motherfucking apparently, the Commissioner Silver,
R.I.P. David Stern.
Commissioner Silver came out today and announced
Oh
that
yeah, y'all
that
niggas getting waxed. Y'all niggas getting waxed by 23 right now.
shit, that's crazy. We about to lose NC State, but that's crazy. But anyway,
Yeah, you might as well hit the streets. The shit gonna be crazy tonight.
yeah, if I was in motherfucking Hillsboro or something, but the point I'm making is apparently Commissioner Silver announced today that they're gonna keep that scoring format in All Star games going into the future because of the success with this one. I doubt that they keep the plus 24 in the fourth, but apparently they're gonna keep the same format where they keep a target score, for the end of the game. Like, so they might add 30 to it, or I don't know, 35 or whatever they choose to do. But apparently they're gonna keep that same format. So going forward, just off of this success that this
And
All-Star game had.
they gotta change it to make it so the game can't be won by free throws. Like you know what I mean? You gotta make a field goal.
Yeah, that was
Not,
the only thing. But like the game, bro, this game was so turned that niggas was still happy with the free throws. Like that's
especially when Anthony Davis missed the first one. So I'm like, yo, what if this
yeah,
nigga missed the next one?
right. He claimed he missed the first one on purpose, nigga. That nigga ain't missed that shit on
Nah,
purpose.
he was joking when he said that. He
Yeah,
didn't mean it.
yeah, I know. But I feel like we coming to a good stopping point though because we talked about a lot of shit tonight. Started off real serious, of course, with the Pop Smoke situation. R.I.P. to him. And then we got a little bit more lighthearted as things went on. But I feel like we covered a lot of good points tonight. From everything we talked about. I'm not gonna recap everything. You're just gonna have to listen to that shit if you're listening. But yeah, man. Pretty much, man. Another great episode of Don't Keep Scrolling in the Books. Welcome to the party. Shout out to Pop Smoke for
R.I.P. to
inspiring.
Wu.
R.P. to Woo. So, anything else you wanna add?
Just real fast before we get up out of here, man. This past weekend was the All Star weekend, and on Sunday, as I was watching the game on my phone because my TV was occupied by something else. So let me tell y'all, NXT Takeover Portland, man, was that one for the books. Great start off match. Keith Lee, Dominic. I can't even pronounce that nigga last name, but he spells his first name just like me. So I fuck with y'all, even though he white. And but yeah, man. So great opening match. I got to see my baby Bianca Belair. She did her thing, even though she lost. I knew she was going to lose. It was just a card full of great matches, man. Ciampa and Adam Cole. They put on the clinic. Finn Balor, man. I'm talking about just
Finn
a great
Balor,
show.
he's in NXT.
Yeah, Finn Balor's in NXT.
I thought he was in WWE.
Yeah, he was. He went down to NXT.
How the fuck does that even happen? It's like going like from the NBA to the D League.
Not anymore. NXT isn't NXT really isn't viewed as like a call up from the performance center anymore. It's more so viewed as just
Its own league.
like it's like a B show. Like for example, like how how like Raw used to be the A show and SmackDown used to be the B show.
Right.
Well now the way it is, SmackDown's the A show, Raw's the B show, and I guess NXT technically is the C show.
Are you
But in my
serious?
opinion, yeah, but in my opinion, NXT really is the A show. It's the best wrestling on television right now. Yeah, man. Like I said, Takeover Portland was amazing. I can't wait for Takeover Tampa, April 4th. Just wrestling is in a great space right now, man. If and then even with the AEW, everything that Chris Jericho's doing with the Inner Circle, just listen, man. Right now is a great time to get into wrestling. I'll be sure to keep y'all updated. They're going to Saudi for Super Showdown. WWE being they're doing that, I believe, this upcoming weekend. So yeah, Goldberg versus the Fiend. We got some things going on. Probably another fucking King Corbin and Roman Reigns match, but we'll deal with that. But really, all in all, man, the road to WrestleMania is definitely going to be an enjoyable one. So I'm gonna keep y'all in the loop with that, bringing y'all all the latest and greatest in that wrestling world. So we gonna do that, man. And shout out to the XFL, my boy Vince. Actually, he actually did it, man. He put together a nice product that people are kind of taking serious. I've seen highlights on ESPN and all of that. So just shout out to the McMahons, and just shout out to everybody that's getting it in that square circle. You know what I mean?
Word. Well, on that note, I think that that about sums it all up for the night. Like I said, another great episode of DKS in the books. Episode 7.5. Welcome to the party. And
Hey, hold on, wait, bro. Nah, bro. You come on, yo. You gotta do better for my boy
all right,
Pop.
okay. All right, so welcome to the party. All right, so yeah,
Welcome to the pod.
rest in
Yo,
peace to
I
the
see
Woo.
my boy Woo, yo. Straight up, man. Let's stop killing our kings, man.
Yeah, but
Like I said, until next time, everybody.
all right, y'all, peace.